Thank you, Dr. Williams。谢谢我们的张医师啊。其实呢，刚张医师说到了，设置一个目标，然后去实施。但是像我这样一个吃货，设置一个目标很容易，但实施起来就比较难了。那我相信呢，能控制住自己食欲的人呢，以及成功的完成张医师这套疗法的人呢，一定很不简单。那接下来呢，我想有请我们三位好朋友来跟我们分享一下他的故事啊。首先这一位呢，他也是我的好朋友，他也是我的球友，他是陈道立先生。那我们掌声有请陈道立来给我们分享他的故事。Ladies and gentlemen, I invite the David Chen share us with his story. Please, applause, please.
Thank you, everyone. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. William. He treated me. I think I got one of my pictures. Can I get a picture of where I was before? It's in there? That's where I was. And now. The same outfit I got here. And John knows, last week I got longest winning in the one golf event. I got the longest drive because my body has more flexibility and power. I drive a golf ball for 276 meters. Last week I won the prize, longest drive. Anyway, this event is called Really Healthy, where we're gonna get in our health coming from. I was struggling at end 2016. Dr. Wentang's my family doctor here. I went to all sorts of examination. My blood glucose high, my blood cholesterol is high, my blood pressure is high, which shown on the other slide today. That was 140 and 102. There is not highest one. That's only the one we went into the examination and tested. At home, I got 176 and 140 in the lower high blood pressure before I went to the program. And I did try to lose the weight before into the program. I lost about 4 to 5 kilos. When I see the Wilbert was here, he lost 30 kilos. And William, he lost 20 kilos. And I said, look, guys, put me in. So I'm in there. And most of you will be thinking, 2 weeks, not much to eat, not eat at all. Medicines, Chinese medicine, can you survive? And these two guys here, John and Paul, they waiting with me. First 2 weeks, I have 3 games of golf. 3 games. 2 with them, 1 with others. My energy level is there. I had to eat nothing. On my 7 days, I actually went out with Dr. William Zhang asked me, he said, he challenged me. That when I was in the program, I cook fish in the morning and tell my wife, there's a fish in the bowl, when you wake up you can eat. So then I said to him, William, I'm going to challenge him myself. I hardly cook. I said, look, I'm going to cook on my ice day. After I finish the program in the morning, I go to shopping, I cook 5 dishes. I not eat at all. So my wife is here, Tracy is here, she knows that I cook for my beautiful wife and my mother-in-law. And that I can, each program one is a mental program. How you evaluate your health and how would you want yourself to live longer, healthier, happier, and without hesitation, you will make this a small step and make a big difference for your life to come. And yes, it's challenging. Yes, we're taking our daily food, our old habit we have, which like to eat beautiful food and fatty food or ice cream or chocolate. Look, after the program, I tell William and many friends here, they saw me, I still take things I like. but I'm not taking large portion when I was taking before. I'm taking the food within the control. For example, between Christmas and New Year, lots of people asking, after you lost weight, can you buy, is it going to be rebalance? Yes. In the Christmas and New Year, I'll probably rebalance about 1.5, 1.6 kilos. Now, as this morning, I'm 72.1 kilos. So it's still as normal, it's controllable, it's all to do with your mind game, which is you need to fighting yourself and to understand what is important in your life. And whatever you're taking, in Chinese say, the disease getting into your mouth. And you can prevent that to stop taking the disease into your body. And once you get the balance, and the Dr. William Zhang already said to me, look, David, the way you eat, you will live 10 years more. And giving you an example, in about 4 weeks ago, I went to see my heart specialist cardiologist. He told me, before I entered the program in 2016, and also the testing is finding one of my artery got 40% blockage there. After you see me 4 weeks ago, see all the results in there, he said, David, I will not need to see you for another 5-6 years. As long as you're keeping your body shape and control your dietary, that is all we need. So I guess I'm here to, now the task asked me to doing a bit of looking after marketing and promotion for this program. I would say one thing, Dr. William has come to this program once based on scientific support. With all the modern testings and theories, which we got a Nobel Prize thesis said, human body can survive for 48 days just with water. Because we took too much of the excessive food and those good cells in our body when sleepy or lazy, and those bad cells getting active, that's therefore causing the cancer. So I guess before I get in, I got high blood pressure, high glucose, high cholesterol, plus I got a knee issue because of what? Once I break off, sometimes I have to crawl out from bunker. I just can't use my knee, but now, normal. For all of the benefit, and thank you for the Dr. William have come up with all this program. A newer program, we will be, have some people are thinking, oh, I can't fight for my hunger. They come up with all these high tea, fibers, biscuits, and supplement to taking you that mindset to say, all right, take something, it still will be good with your program. So whoever has a fear for the hunger for 2 weeks, for first 2 weeks, I'm telling you that I'm good example. My second night went on a big meal, table full of food, because we got a friend coming from China, we had a host dinner. As a host, I'm not eating, I just go there to be served to everyone. That's a mind game. And then as I had example before, I cook for a family and not eat it, I just want to challenge myself that is, whatever is more important in your life is your own health. Your health is in your hand, and your mind power will drive through this program. Only 6 weeks, easy to go past, and I can tell you, first after you've gone through first 5 days, your mind gone like that. And I prayed over my 6 days and 7 days with John and Paul. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I said enough. There is most safe way in Chinese medicine and Australia, the modern medicine combination to coming up with this program, and that also not only benefit to the people who like obese, there will be also benefit for people who got their health issues and need a detoxing and rebalance themselves, get back to the normal, which is all my index is perfectly normal. My liver the status was there. Look on that was IOT and GOT. I have battled that for more than 25 years. Look now, 27, 43. So my doctor Wentan was the one who said, David, you don't drink, I not allow you to drink. So I take less drink. Now I love my every glass of wine, every meal. There's no problem with that. My liver function is normal. And plus other things that are iron and all that. So if anyone can say, why you doing this and why you go through and try to torture yourself? My answer is, sorry, I'm not torturing myself. I just one time again in my midlife I'm finding I got some will and power to challenging myself and get myself into my also Dr. William, we just tested before, my digestive system in my body is at age 32. Now I'm age 48 this year, turning into that. So that is the health. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Thank you.
Thanks, David. 接下来呢，我们有请我们另外一位也是在威廉的医生那边接受过治疗的我们的 Paul Panuzo 来跟大家分享他的故事。Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite another gentleman, Mr. Paul Panuzo, to share his story with us.
Which side is my good side? Firstly, apologies for being late. My plane from Melbourne was delayed, so I do apologise if I caused any inconvenience. I'd like to thank Dr. William Zhang, for inviting me to share my story. Honourable Mr. Sidoti, Mr. Caputo, thank you. My good friend David and Tracy, thank you very much. My beautiful wife Joanna. To be fair, the only thing I knew about Chinese medicine was that it existed. I'm very experienced, very efficient in Chinese food. As you could tell, there was a lot of Chinese food in there. Playing golf with David, John and I witnessed...
I prefer before the diet.
John and I witnessed an incredible transformation. And we were somewhat sceptical to say, well, of course you're going to lose weight if you're just drinking, as John says, water and bark. But I was very interested to monitor and see the success, not only from a weight perspective, but just David as a persona, like his character, the way he walked around the golf course. He just had a different air of confidence about it. So within that same period, unfortunately I had a friend and a few customers of mine who are aged very similar to my age. I know you think I'm only 35, but I'm actually over 50. And they all passed away with a sudden heart attack. And my wife has said to me on many occasions, Paul, you need to lose some weight, you need to lose some weight. And to be honest, when I looked in the mirror, I had a very slimline mirror, and I saw I was a little bit large, but maybe not as large as what other people would see. So I did balloon out to over 120 kilos or whatever it was. And so with some sort of trepidation, I approached David and got the contact details for Dr. Williams. And I started the program. And as I said, I was sceptical. However, within the first 2 weeks, sure, you get the hunger pains, but with the acupuncture, with the massage, instantaneously, the hunger went away. Like I wasn't craving food. And I'm Italian background, so for us, we have pasta 9 days a week. Sometimes we have breakfast, and I love to cook. I cook as much as I possibly can. So there was a lot of doubt when I came home and I said to Joanna, I said, look, these tea bags, I've got to have 3 tea bags a day. And Joanna said, well, what are you allowed to eat? And I said, nothing. So straight away, everybody would doubt that I would last 2 days. You know, because I don't mind a buffet. People lose money if they invite me to a buffet. So I started the program, and within the first week, I started to feel so much better. I started to feel happier. I started to feel more relaxed, less stressed, and the weight was dropping off. When we were playing golf, one of the biggest things that after a game of golf, my legs, because I was carrying so much extra weight, my legs were always so sore, and I felt very lethargic, and I didn't really want to do much after a round of golf. So nowadays, not only like David and I are always collecting the money 8 times out of 10 on the golf course, so thank you very much. The overall experience, you need to make the decision to do it for yourself. Just to get out there, do it. It's an incredible transformation. It is difficult. You need to be focused. I mean, for me, as I said, I continued to cook. So I would put myself under pressure. I would cook the food, I would smell it, but my wife would taste it to make sure it was ready. You know, so because I was committed, and through Dr. Williams' guidance, I found, how do you say it, chi? Yeah. The chi, so my inner peace, my inner sanctum, or my inner glow, or however that translates. And so now, like, I started the program late October, finished end of November. And coming into the Christmas period, obviously everybody's always going to put on weight, everybody's always going to eat and overindulge. I lost my 16, 17 kilos, whatever it is, and my body weight just fluctuates by a few 100 grams here and there, but I haven't regained any of it. Sure, now what I do is when I go out or when I'm working or when I'm out with friends, I don't feel as hungry as what I used to be. I've completely changed the way I feel and think about food. Before, I used to eat sometimes just for the sake of eating something. You'd have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, you'd have a biscuit. You'd be walking past the kitchen and you'd have some nuts or some chips. So you go out and you'd have an extra bowl of rice or an extra bowl of pasta or an extra steak or an extra drink or something like that. So the whole transformation for me was an overall wellness, and it's important for me because, you know, I've got a beautiful wife, I've got 2 beautiful children, and I want to be around for as long as I possibly can. My family has a history of high blood pressure. My family has a history of high cholesterol. When I first approached Dr. William, my blood pressure was 140 over 90. Now I'm at athlete level, 117 over 72. My parents, whenever they travel overseas, it's like taking a mobile pharmacy. They've got so much medication. I'm happy that I don't take any medication whatsoever. So all I would say to you is, as David said, don't be afraid. Make the decision. If you're going to do the program, I absolutely 100% encourage you to do the program. You've got plenty of support with Dr. William. You'll have support at home. For me now, knowing what I know, the weight loss is a byproduct of how good I feel inside. So I thoroughly recommend that you take up an opportunity and start the program as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thanks, 好。那我们刚刚看完了我们2位男士，我们今天 彩的这个发言呢，我们相信呢，我们还有另外一位女士也想说几句。Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Karen Lowy to say something. Applause, please.
Well, I won't repeat all of David and Paul's words, but I'll absolutely mirror them. And I can't thank William enough for how I felt. And it's not particularly what it was about the weight loss, but it was other issues like underactive thyroid. I was on thyroid medication, and now I don't take any medication. I've been on that for 15 years. And I have more energy now than when I was actually taking the thyroid medication. So for me, it's health inner as well as the weight loss. But I won't sugarcoat. It's brutal the first 2 weeks, and I struggled. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty hard for me because I had no energy. Week 3, never been so excited about eating cucumber in my life. Lunch was half a cucumber. Week 4, 1 egg on Thursday, 1 scrambled egg. And then I chose the programme, stupidly, to finish on Christmas Eve. So I missed out on all the more weight I probably would have gained in December. But the whole 6 weeks I couldn't wait for Christmas Day because I thought, wow, I'm going to really go for it. And Christmas Day came and I wasn't hungry. And I'm not really hungry at all now. I don't think about food the way I used to think about food. My portions are a lot smaller. That's what William has taught me. To try and eat at the same time every day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's a bit of a trial sometimes, but yes, everything that David and Paul have said, I mirror, and without William's support, I would not have done it. And going in to see William for that wonderful massage and every day for the first 2 weeks is how I got through. And yes, I won't bore you any longer, but thank you. Thank you, William.
Thanks, Carrie. 那为了激励我们所有的人，我们保持健康的生活习惯，收获健康的人生呢，在这里呢，我们想有请我们的 Dr. William John 呢，向我们以上我们3位的好朋友来颁发奖状。Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Dr. William John to present the Health Star Awards to 3 of them, please.
This is for David. It's 15 kilogram. Okay, this is more than 15 kilogram. Okay, and this is 8 kilogram. Okay, so I already lost a lot of weight. And for myself, 20 kilogram.
Let's take a photo, please.